Hi, do you have young athletes that get angry or frustrated and lose their composure either in practice or competition? I'm Dr. Patrick Cohn, and in today's session, I'm going to help teach you how you can teach your kids to stay more composed when they go compete or when they practice. And I'm previewing one of our CD and workbook programs called the Composed Sports Kid, based upon our popular series for adults called the Confident Athlete Series. You're watching Sessions with Doc. So our number one challenge that we get from sports parents and coaches is helping athletes stay composed and essentially letting go of mistakes. I mean, there's other elements to composure, but I'm going to focus more on letting go of mistakes. And typically, if you have a perfectionist or an athlete that's trying to perform perfectly, mistakes really irk them to the point where if you have a player that's out there on the tennis court, for example, or it's on the hockey rink, or is on the soccer pitch, the entire game can be shot for them, or an entire practice can be shot for them because they made one, maybe two mistakes. That whole practice goes down the tubes for them. And you absolutely don't want your athletes to get so frustrated and so angry that they're not able to learn and improve and perform like they're capable of. So the first step that you have to do in this process of helping your athletes let go of mistakes is you have to dig in, and it's very personal. You have to dig in, or I should say it's very specific to each athlete. You have to find out specifically what gets them frustrated. I call it the top most frustrating events for them. Now, I call it frustrating events, but really they're just triggers. Understand? It's not really the athlete that's getting frustrated with the mistake. What your athletes have to know is the mistake, like missing a shot on net, for example, making a bad pass, those things don't cause frustration. In their minds, they do. That, hey, if I make a bad pass, that I should automatically be frustrated. What they don't understand is it's how they interpret it, it's how they think about that mistake that causes them to be frustrated. And so that's a big shift for athletes, and it's also putting the onus on them. It's putting the responsibility on them to understand that they're in control. You have to get them to that point. So once again, step one, have them list what are the top most frustrating mistakes that happen to them out there. Then step number two is, what is so frustrating about that mistake? What are they thinking at the time that makes that mistake so frustrating? Well, I missed an easy shot on net. I should never miss that shot on net. I'm too good to shoot it wide. That's often their thinking that leads to the frustration. So that's what I mean. It's their belief, it's their thought process, it's their reaction that causes the frustration. So you know what step three is. Step three is you have to address that specific reaction, what we call the belief, the interpretation of that mistake for them, which means you have to change their thinking and give them a new reaction. So instead of the original reaction is, I should never do that, I'm too good for that, I practice too hard to miss that easy shot on net, you have to change that to, I'm not perfect, I'm human, I make mistakes in the heat of the battle, in the middle of competition, and I'm okay with that. I need to move on and let go of it. That's a completely 180 different reaction for them, but then they have to buy into it. So you have to get them to buy into that new reaction, get them to rehearse it, get them to review it, get them to memorize that new reaction, and at least they have something different to go to. They have a different way of responding to that mistake, teaching them that they're in control. It's not the mistake that's controlling them. Hey, if you want more tips like this, please go to peaksports.com and check out the Composed Sports Kid. in our Confident Sports Kids CD and Workbook series. Once again, it's the #1 challenge. 45% of sports parents and coaches told us that their athletes struggle with letting go of mistakes. And you don't want those mistakes, them to check out for an entire practice or check out for half the game when they make mistakes because they're frustrated and upset. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this mental game tip, and I've got a lot of other tips for you to improve your confidence, focus, and composure. What you want to do is subscribe to our YouTube videos if you haven't done so yet, and you'll be notified when new videos like this come out. In addition, there's another video over here that we've teed up for you to watch in this particular series, again on improving your mental toughness for sports. Hey, if you have a question, go to peaksports.com, click on Contact Us, and send us your mental game question. We can't guarantee it'll be in a video blog, but we'll certainly respond to everyone who emails us at peaksports.com. Thanks. We'll see you next week.